Okay, this is very similar to that handout we did that had all the headlines to it, and we're going to take this information and we're going to apply it over here. You have to be very, very careful. We're going to ask ourselves, is this a change in price of whatever is the supply curve is being talked about, or is it a change in something else? So on this first headline, we have a record peach harvest, and peaches are at their lowest price in decades. So how will this affect peach pies? So we're not changing the price of the pie. Input costs have gone down. And so now that it's cheaper to make it, our headline is going to be that there's a record harvest of peaches. And so at this same price, we are willing and able to make more. So you're going to draw a new curve to the right because we have an increase in supply. And over here in our explanation, it's going to be a supply increase because input costs have gone down. So make sure you get that information there. Our next headline, U.S. car company to close 6 factories. How will this information likely affect the supply curve of the company's minivans? Once again, over here our headline is that we're closing 6 factories. If we are closing factories, we're not changing the price, we're changing something else. This is going to cause fewer minivans, so we are going to decrease. So our new curve is going to be back to the left because the decrease in the number of firms. K, shoe manufacturer increases price of all styles. And so how will this information likely affect the supply curve of sneakers? So if the price is going up and that's all we're changing, it's a change in quantity supplied. So our headline is shoe prices are going up. So if we're going to have our original price and our original quantity, and all you're going to do is our price is going up. So we're going to move price up here, come over to the same curve. So we have 2 different points on the same curve. So over here in our explanation, price goes up, quantity supplied goes up because shoe prices are going up. Gas prices to stay low this year, rise dramatically next year. So how will this information likely affect the supply curve for gas? They're going to remain low now, but they're going to dramatically increase next year. So we have an expectation here. Gas prices are going to increase next year. If we are a supplier of gasoline, what are we going to do this year? We're going to hang on to our supplier. We're going to get rid of it knowing that we can make more money next year. We're going to decrease the supply because we have not changed the price today. There's an expectation. So our new curve is going to be back to the left. We're decreasing the supply of gasoline. And we're going to wait until the price actually goes up. So supply goes down today because of future expectations, the expectation that the price is going to go up. Robots make automobile assembly faster and cheaper. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for cars? Once again, our headline is robots make it faster and cheaper. We did not change the price, so at this price we are willing and able to make more available for sale, so we're going to have a new curve to the right, and the reason is technology increases supply. Congress passes new sugar tax. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for sugar? We did not change the price. What we did, there is now a sugar tax. So now it is more expensive to make, so our supply is actually going to go back. We have less incentive at that price to make as much available for sale, so our new curve is going to be to the left. And taxes decrease supply. That's our explanation. O, fire destroys thousands of acres of forest in Pacific Northwest. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for the lumber in Oregon? Obviously, our headline is there's a fire in the forest. If there's fewer trees, the supply of lumber is going to go down. We did not change the price, so we have a new curve back to the left. And the reason, because we have a fire that destroys it. So obviously that's going to decrease the amount of lumber that's available. President approves subsidy for solar energy industry. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for solar energy panels? If the government is giving people money to create solar energy, our headline is going to be subsidies for solar power, and people are going to, at that same price, be willing and able to make more available for sale because the government's giving them money to do that. So we're going to shift our curve out to the right. And the reason is one of those government tools, subsidies increase supply.